Welcome in, everyone, again to Sports Extra Uncut. Here with me today is Blake Simpson and Ralph Council, a couple of newbies, I guess you can say, on this week's edition of Sports Extra Uncut. Y'all excited? That Bulls hat. No, I'm kidding. It's an inside joke. Yeah,
10 seconds ago.
The inside joke that we just made up with the Bulls hat. Yeah. This week we're going to stick away from what I've usually been talking about the last two episodes when Jacob and I are on, and that is WrestleMania and wrestling season coming around the corner. Hopefully we can get back into that next week. But for this week, we got a lot more business to take care of. Obviously, college basketball, probably the number one thing going on in the world of sports. If you were to compare it with NFL free agency and how crazy that has been already, it's only been 1 week right now, and there's still a huge amount of big player names still available out there. I know Bobby Wagner's one of them. Julio Jones, who just got released by the Titans this last weekend. We'll dig into all that. We'll save the NFL free agency for the end of the show. But today with these guys, we're going to talk about March Madness. And first, with Blake, who actually did play-by-play for the Indiana State baseball game on Saturday afternoon. Sadly, me and him were supposed to do Friday night, but, Mother Nature and the rain.
She said no.
Did not work out good for us. So, Blake, please give us a rundown. What did you see from the Sycamores team against Kansas on Saturday, and anything that really pops out to you?
Well, they were struggling against that Kansas starter who was like Cole Larson, I think was his name. He was pitching really, really well for like the first 5 or 6 innings. He gave up 4. I think he gave up actually 6 runs. But one of them was after he was out. He had a guy on base and he came around to score. But 2 of them weren't even earned. But they were getting chippy out there because Urdaneta homered off of him early in the game, and he threw 2 pitches right at his head just for his next at bat. But yeah, Matt Jacek, is that his name?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, he looked like a monster out there.
Absolutely.
He was freaking killing it. You want
to give them the final score?
It was 6-0. Yeah. Both of the teams were supposed to have stellar shortstops. We have, Jordan Schaefer, obviously, who's MVC first team last year, and then they had Maui Ahuna, who's projected. He's already projected to be like a second-round pick in the MLB draft or something like that.
It's
and
crazy.
Both of them pulled offers, and Maui Ahuna had an error that caused a run. They both looked terrible.
I'm surprised the Sycamores team right now, probably best baseball team we've had in a few years, as it's looking in the early stages.
Maybe.
I would say it's our best sport currently.
Oh,
we could have a
without doubt.
full-on conversation.
Best dude sport for sure, because they have a winning
What's
record.
the best women's sport? Volleyball?
Volleyball, yeah. They just had their first tournament appearance ever, I think, this year, and they just extended their coach. So yeah, that's pretty big.
Softball's going on right now, but I haven't really paid much attention.
Murdered Valpo last night. The other day it was like 15-0 or something like that. They freaking killed them.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully we can see what happens with our baseball team and see where they go this year, because I'm excited. I love baseball.
Me too.
Sycamores team, us Sycamores fans and students really deserve something like this. So hopefully it'll go well for us, Ralph.
I hope we go dancing next year in basketball.
Ooh, doubt it. No,
yeah, it's not going to happen.
Hey, you never know.
I hope we just don't lose 20 games next year.
Does Larry Bird have a kid?
That'd be dope. That would be sick.
Is he committed? I heard he's committed.
That would be sick.
From the ICU. It was state.
The second coming.
Isn't Sue Bird his?
No, they're not related. No, were you for real?
Good try, though.
I was like, you had me fooled.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
While we're on the topic
Obviously
of basketball now, we're going to... shut up, Blake. We're going to transition now into what we witnessed in the first round and round of 32 in this year's college basketball NCAA March Madness. And man, oh man, it is already looking like a lot of brackets. Actually, I think all of the brackets that were submitted.
No perfect ones left.
They're busted.
Might as well rip it up and throw it in the trash, guys.
Oh, man. First thing I want to ask you guys, if you did watch any games this weekend, what players or teams really stood out to y'all?
I mean, that guy from Arizona, I think his name's like Benedict.
Yeah.
He's a killer, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think he had 30 and 8, and he had a teammate. I think he had like 20-something, and he went 13 for 14. Missing one shot. How can you beat that?
It's impossible. Arizona definitely a 1 seed, of course. They're definitely looking like a team that can maybe go all the way. Who knows? Potentially. Blake, you see anything this weekend that caught your eye?
I didn't see too much college basketball. I really had to work this weekend, so.
Where do you work?
It sucked. I fix phones.
Where at?
My car. I drive to people's houses and do it. It's like I work for a
home
company.
phones or cell phones?
Cell phones. Nobody has home phones anymore, man. You kidding
My
me?
grandma.
Yeah, okay. Well, how many?
Yeah, my
I mean,
granny got one too. Trying to say.
my grandma.
What?
doesn't
Yeah,
have a
we
home phone.
dogging on my grandma.
I'll
I'll
dog on
call
your
her up
grandma.
right now.
Go right ahead, man.
She will smite you.
Yeah, well, if she gets a cell phone and it breaks, tell her to call me.
Okay. Well, if she even knew how to work a cell phone, I have to show her.
Who do y'all feel was the biggest disappointment? I'm gonna go with the Kentucky Wildcats.
I had them,
Kentucky
they had them
Wildcats.
winning my bracket.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, that
I
was
had
a
them at
failure.
least get into the Elite Eight.
You had them in the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
Murray State, I
I had
can't
my
believe they
phone
lost
on me.
either.
Here it is. I need to look at my bracket personally to see where I had Kentucky going.
Murray State was like, what, 30-2 going into that game against St. Peter's, too, and they blew it.
That's
Their whole
crazy.
conference is better in like record-wise than St. Peter's, too, so I
Wow.
don't really get why they
I mean,
blew that game.
that just shows how much it's not just about the talent anymore, man. Mm-hmm. I feel like talent is everywhere in college. It just
Talent,
depends. It just depends on who wants it more.
Right.
They're all D1 athletes for a reason.
right,
Like
exactly.
everyone can show out at any given moment.
I seen something that was like, when it comes to like the difference in skills, there's no difference in skills. It's like between like all the divisions, the biggest thing is the big man.
Right.
Like, cause like at a
You're not
D3 school, your big man's probably at max maybe 6'10".
Right.
Maybe.
Or
That's
he-
generous.
or he has
That's
no
very
skills
generous.
whatsoever.
I would think
Exactly.
like 6'7", maybe.
Yeah.
Or he has no skills whatsoever. It's just
You get
or
lucky
Or he's a
if you get-
multi-star athlete.
You honestly get lucky if you probably get a 6'9" center at a D3 school.
Right.
And then when you get to D1, you facing 6'11", 6'10".
Kofi Cockburn.
Exactly.
Kofi Cockburn.
He's a
Man,
beast.
So
that,
good.
That center from Kentucky too.
He had 30 and 18,
he had
something like
30 and
that.
16.
16.
While you sitting here, you got Tay Washington going 2 for 10. And he's supposed to be a lottery pick.
100%. Oh, man.
If St. Peters beats Purdue, I'm celebrating like I'm on the team, dude.
No.
I hate Purdue.
I love Purdue,
I
man.
hate Purdue.
Drew Brees.
Shut
My
up.
boy.
Shut up.
I got his number.
Shut up.
I always root for Purdue, but it's like it's something every year. It's something catches them every year.
Right.
What was it? Virginia.
Virginia caught him when Edwards was here. Last year, they got... Did they make it to the Sweet 16? No, I don't think they did.
I don't remember what I'm doing.
I don't think
last
they
year.
made it that far last year. Actually,
Now I have to think. But anyway, looking at my bracket, I actually didn't have Kentucky even making the Sweet 16. So I
who did you have them losing to?
I had them losing to Murray State.
Wow.
Yeah, I was that high on Murray State, which actually reports now that Murray State head coach is now the LSU head coach. So congratulations to him. That's one thing that you really notice a lot during March Madness. All these low tier, small schools compared to comparing Murray State to Kentucky, big difference. Huge difference. But all these huge coaching hirings that they immediately go from the small school Murray State to a bigger school like LSU. You hear that a lot during this time.
That St. Peter's coach.
We might be seeing him go somewhere.
go to a bigger school too.
Who knows?
Like literally, I was like looking up stuff about St. Peter's, man. Like their gym looks like my high school gym. No disrespect to them, my high school gym look better than their gym.
Where's St. Peter's?
I think it's in New Jersey. I think.
I have no idea
It is.
about that.
It's like New Jersey, New York.
I
area.
saw something today that said none of them were even ranked coming out of high school. Nobody
Wow.
on their school.
The only person I knew is I think his name is Juju Watkins. I think that's his name.
Everyone's making a big deal about the white guy on there. It's like the only white guy.
Yes.
What was his
I
name?
don't remember his name.
I forgot his name,
He's been
too.
killing it.
Yeah.
Dean something, I think. Was it
Yeah.
Dean? I don't know.
Purdue got beat by North Texas in round 1 last year.
In round 1? I mean, I was generous.
North Texas was a 13. They got beat by 9.
Hey, but Purdue, it's all or nothing this year for them.
Yeah.
I think this is a great year for them because
This has got to be it, man.
Purdue with their route right now, I think it might turn out well. Well, let's look at the route. So far, we'll go
Juju
through. We'll go
Murray, I
through
got
each
his
game
name
right
wrong.
now. I'll grab my handy dandy laptop right quick. The teams in the Sweet 16 in the West Conference, we have Gonzaga, number 1 seed, taking on the number 4 seed Arkansas. Anyone have predictions for that game?
I honestly want to root for Gonzaga, but when it comes to Gonzaga, you never know, man.
If Drew Timmy keeps playing like he's been playing, they don't have a chance of losing.
Yeah.
He's been balling out.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah,
I think
been
everyone has
balling out.
Gonzaga. Like if you don't have Gonzaga in your at least Final Four, it's a little skeptical.
yeah, it's a little skeptical.
Some
but,
of the games they lost this season, though, they looked bad.
but I mean, they had to go on a run in the second half against Memphis, though. They
true.
can't do that against Arkansas. You cannot. They probably cannot do that
They
against
looked bad
Arkansas.
for a little while against Georgia State.
They did. Looking at this West Conference right now, absolutely the most boring thing you could ever see in March Madness. It's a 1 versus 4 and a 3 versus 2.
So I'm saying like the seedings were like pretty well on points.
The other game, of course, being Texas Tech and Duke, with obviously this is Coach K's last year.
Right.
I'm going Duke, man. I think Duke's going to the Final Four.
You think so? I had them in my championship game. I'll say that. I didn't even have them in the Final Four. Or I didn't even have Gonzaga in the Final Four.
How did they not win when they had Zion, Cam Reddish, and
no one knows.
Yeah.
That team was...
That was the year of the UMBC Virginia, wasn't it?
I think so.
Was it?
A lot of things happened that year. That was the year of Loyola, wasn't it?
What, 2018?
It was 2018, yeah, because Zion was the 2019 draft.
Yeah, that was the year Loyola made to the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
I was just looking that up a couple days ago.
Who did they lose to? Michigan?
I think so.
It's the worst team to lose to.
I just remember that. I just remember the matchup with Tucker
Michigan being an 11 seed this year is honestly was a scary sight for them for a higher seed team because they're literally not a good team. They just did not have their coach the last 5 games of the season.
You're right,
because he likes to go around punching people.
I think if we had to make a sort of narrative with the rest of the games right now. We'll talk about that at the end of this segment, where we'll each give a prediction from each of the remaining teams. But right now we're going to the East, where this is the game that caught my eye this weekend. It was the number 1 seeded, reigning defending champions, the Baylor Bears, taking on North Carolina Tar Heels. And the Tar Heels, with a 25-point lead, Baylor comes storming all the way back, went into overtime. I think they went into double overtime. North Carolina still prevails. Anyone a little shocked by the fact that Baylor out of it right now?
I didn't think they were that good.
I definitely didn't think they were good as they were last year. No. Definitely not defensively as good.
You're not wrong.
You get rid of Davion.
Davion. That was a big factor.
Man, their defense was so intense last year. Gonzaga literally could not do much in the championship game.
You're not wrong. Davion, when I saw him, oh my God. I wanted him to go to the Pacers, but I knew he wasn't going to last.
Right.
Now he's with Sacramento. He's doing great things over there.
He is doing great things.
Surprisingly.
Maybe we'll trade for him like we did Halliburton.
Who knows?
Hey, knowing the Kings,
that would be.
Knowing the Kings, you'll never know.
You never know.
That man just went out there and dropped like 17 assists. He said, "Yeah, hey, how about you go on to Indiana?"
Speaking of Indiana, they lost this past weekend against St. Mary's.
Did you see the game?
Oh, man.
I did not, actually. I saw
they were like trying to play hard. They were just gassed.
The only
highlight
gassed the Hoosiers had was that cheerleader saving the ball. It's embarrassing. It's funny.
She's
so
looking bad, though, if we're being real with each other.
Don't say that. Jeez. St. Mary's, obviously, who did defeat Indiana. They lost to the team that's coming up against North Carolina this week. That's UCLA. So any predictions from this? These two teams, let alone, speak for themselves in March Madness in the history of college basketball. North Carolina, UCLA, you say that name, everyone's going to have an opinion.
Right. Yeah.
Anyone got an idea who's going to make it?
I think I want to go for the upset on that one.
I think so.
North Carolina's they've been on fire.
Balling.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong.
Ever since they beat Duke at Coach K's last game.
They have been on a roll since then.
They've been balling.
I would love to say that.
Last season for UCLA, freaking Juzang, is that his name? Johnny Juzang. He was like the best player on their team by far. He's looked like a non-factor this year so far.
And the Bruins made the Final Four.
Yep,
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like last year, he did.
That was a heartbreaking. That last season, that was a heartbreaking buzzer beater, man.
It was tough.
He hasn't looked like you haven't even heard his name so far this season anywhere because he hasn't done very well.
Shout out Tiger Campbell. He's from LaPorte, Indiana. Disgusting. He's the best player on the Bruins. Disgusting.
Oh LaPorte.
Yeah. Then we got Purdue. Obviously, this is how I see it. If anyone from Indiana is in the tournament, I'm rooting for him. I don't care. I hate it. I hate Indiana, but I'm not in the state. But the Hoosiers, I don't like them. I'm a Purdue fan, but at the same time, I still want to see an Indiana team succeed.
I hate Purdue.
But the Purdue Boilermakers are taking on the team that we just talked about previously, St. Peter's. Does the dream come to an end here, the Cinderella story, or is Purdue gonna let them a chance? You're gonna give an upset. You're saying an upset.
I think I'm going with Purdue, man. They beat teams
better than Purdue already.
You're not wrong. Obviously, the big shocker of the weekend is when St. Peter's defeated number 2 seed Kentucky, Coach John Calipari, and then they defeated Murray State, which a lot of people didn't have that.
I seen something that said John Calipari is overrated. How do y'all feel about that?
I don't think he's overrated. I mean,
I seen something that said he's not as good of a coach as he is a recruiter.
See, now that I'm a little bit of agreeing with. But here's my opinion. When he was in UMass in the 90s, in the early 2000s, he was still a really productive coach.
Yeah.
So I can't really hate on him for what he's doing now. I mean, he hasn't really done anything since when did they make the tournament? It was 20. They beat that was Duke who beat Wisconsin. When was the last time Kentucky won?
They beat Kansas in 2012, I believe.
2012. Weren't they in a championship game? They played UConn and lost.
Yep, they lost.
I think that was the last time they've been to the dance.
I think that was 2015, 2016.
One of those 2 years. It was. I think Cat was on the team.
That was
I think the year,
like, the whole way through,
until they lost to Wisconsin. That's when Cat was on their team.
Never mind. Then that,
Cat and Booker and
man,
crazy college team.
That team literally should have won the championship.
That team should have gone 46-0 or whatever it would have been to win the whole thing.
You got Cat and D-Book. Come on,
but instead it was Jaleel Okafor, who no one. I bet you guys can't even name what team he's on without looking it up.
Okafor right now.
What team is Jaleel Okafor on right now?
Pelican, isn't he?
No, that was a couple years ago. They got rid of him. Oh, man, Jaleel Okafor. Where is he now? Last time I checked, he was with the Nets.
I don't think he's with the Nets.
I don't think he is no more neither. Man, is
he
a free agent?
You guys are not going to like this answer.
Is it the sixth? Nah.
My man's balling over in the China League right now.
Yeah.
Wow. I did not know that.
Third overall pick.
He went third?
Yes.
Yeah, he went
That's
third.
disgusting.
He's playing currently for the Zhejiang Lions of the Chinese Basketball Association. I hope he's putting up good numbers.
Have you seen the freaking stats that Jimmy Fredette has over there?
Yes, he's
just casually dropping 70 on the night
over there. He is a man among boys in the CBA.
Last played for the Pistons.
You think Jaleel can even have a career turnaround like that?
Nah.
Man,
No.
it's so difficult to see.
Big men who cannot shoot, unless they are elite rim protectors or something, just do not belong in the NBA.
I see this.
Yeah,
Say what?
if you're not like Rudy Gobert, you're not going to make it in
Or
the league and without shooting threes. Yeah.
Right? Aiden still can hit middies a little bit.
Yeah,
He's
He
improving.
He's
can pop out a little bit.
developed a lot.
He's developing an outside shot too. If you've seen some Suns games, he's working on it.
Yeah.
He doesn't take as many,
I'm about to say.
but he's definitely improved, and that's just how basketball is.
Blindfolded before he hits one.
We can all thank Stephen Curry for this because he's the one who made everyone want to become shooters. So, man, it's crazy to think.
That's why I don't think Kofi Cockburn will succeed in the NBA just because he can't shoot at all.
Attractive.
But
TJD doesn't either.
Yeah, but he's only. I never thought he would do well. He's only 6'9" anyway. If you're 6'9" in the NBA, you got to have a jumper.
Got to. It's just impossible.
I mean, Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, but he's like
But
DPOY candidate, and he can.
He's a little
make
different.
and-
He's like in the same
he
situation
can,
as
but he
Gobert.
can do a lot more, man.
He's athletic as all
He can
get out,
play
too.
make. He'll get the rebounds, man.
He can shoot a little bit too. Just not
Miami's a
outside
good team.
jumper.
Yeah, he got a nice
Simple.
little. He got a mid range game for
Gotta
sure.
respect.
I hate Miami.
Everyone hates Miami. We're from Indiana. Of course we do.
I hate Jimmy B. I hate him, dude.
You hate Jimmy B. What? How do you? Why do you
love
hate
Jimmy Butler?
How can you
Why?
hate?
How can you hate
That's
Jimmy
his
Butler?
story is
Dude.
amazing.
Literally.
Oh, I know. It's an uplifting story and everything, but like that Timberwolves team would have been better, like if you would have just, not.
Bro. I mean,
Not
but
better
you can't get
Yeah.
mad at him because his teammates wasn't working as hard.
Yeah.
Like
Same with the Sixers.
he wanted
though,
to
like-
be somewhere where everybody's going to work as hard as he is.
No, he wanted to be
And I
somewhere where he's the
understand.
top guy. He didn't want to be behind Embiid or behind Cat or whatever. He wanted to be the number one option. Now he is in Miami, and that's why they won't ever win anything.
I mean, they did make the championship.
They
They made
made
the
it to the
finals.
finals.
in
bro.
the bubble. TJ Warren dropped 60 a game in the bubble. Obviously, something wasn't right
And
in the
he's
bubble.
disappeared ever since.
What's wrong?
Yeah, because he's hurt.
What's wrong with the bubble? There was nothing wrong with
I love the bubble.
No, something wasn't right with the bubble.
My freshman year of college, the bubble was there for me.
Oh, I know. I was freshman
When I was
too.
bored in my dorm
Yeah,
late at night,
but-
let's spit a bar. Sounds like I'm about to rap.
Bubble was.
All right, let's go back in the track here. The March Madness. So we talked about the West and the East division. Let's talk about now the South. And right here currently, still obviously the number one seed, Arizona, is still in play here. But then you take a look at their opponent, who, in my opinion, is going to the Final Four, is Houston. Anyone got any opinions on what they've been doing? Because they did take away Illinois' chance from a Sweet 16 appearance. Absolutely none. Okay.
I don't really know too much about Houston.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds
I ain't
good.
been watching.
Too many teams
What
in
about
college to
that?
keep up with.
What about that 11-10 matchup though?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
It's crazy that one of those teams will be in the Elite Eight.
I know.
Exactly.
Let's
I got Miami though.
We got go down to the Midwest division now. We'll come back to the South. But yeah, Iowa State currently, who somehow defeated Wisconsin, a 3 seed. And then they didn't.
Unheard of coming into the tournament.
I know. I don't even think. I think I had them going, but not that far.
I didn't even know they won them from round 1 up until they just somebody's Iowa State's in this Week 16.
And then my pick, who I had winning the whole thing, was Auburn, and did not work out for me, obviously. But
I mean,
is Kansas going to smoke Providence too? Kansas is
looking like they're going to make this one not a challenge for them. One of the biggest teams I do not like is Villanova. I never like them. I don't know. I like the coach,
right?
But the players who just come and go, the team just makes me upset. I don't know why.
So I feel about Ohio State.
You don't like Dante DiVincenzo?
Nah. No, definitely not. He does good things, but no.
That dude had one good game. He was a 6-man in the Natty. He scored like 26. The Bucks said, "We'll take him."
I mean, he's not a bad player, though.
Oh, I know.
He's
I know what I'm saying, but like without that national championship game, like he wouldn't have gotten drafted or anything like that. It was the one because he didn't even like start like that whole season or something like that.
One shining moment, man. That's all it takes. Yeah, and then we could talk about a little bit of the Michigan-Villanova game. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. Nova. I think Nova's going to go.
I don't know, man.
Michigan's
pretty good, man.
All right, let's
just
look at
because they're
slept on.
Bruh, just because they're 11 seed, man, it's not 11 because they're bad. It's 11 because they lost their head coach for 5 games. That's what I think.
True, Juwan Howard, when he slapped the spit out of that one player or person, I mean.
It was a closed fish.
No, it wasn't.
No, he opened his fist at the end. He was going to punch him.
Yeah.
But he opened his fist at the end. He was like, maybe if I slap him, I won't get suspended this long. But if I punch him, it's probably over for me.
I was surprised they even... Okay, Tennessee, like, not really was talked about much, but once they finished the first round, everyone had a big idea of where they were going to go. Like, a lot of them even had them defeating Arizona and Villanova. But Tennessee's out of it, thanks to Michigan. And so we'll have to wait and see for that matchup. And then the last one we had to talk about here, Providence, Kansas. I mean,
I feel like that's pretty simple. I'm going Kansas.
Providence, a 4 seed, they got
Providence
some good players
looked
there.
Good too, yeah, but
no one's
not
taking
against
the Jayhawks.
Schools of Kansas's caliber.
No, definitely not. Well, guys, I'm hoping if you could look it up right now, with the way it's all looking like, who's making it to the Final Four? Gonzaga, Arizona, Texas Tech, Duke. Out of those 4,
that's where you're going?
We're going to start in the West. Who, in your opinion, guys, can make the Final Four from the West
Those
division?
are our 4 options.
Yes, Gonzaga, Arkansas, Texas Tech, and Duke. So you're going to go with Gonzaga.
Gonzaga. Drew Seeley keeps playing like he's been playing.
I'm going Duke, man.
You're going to go Duke. I'm going to agree with you. I think Duke got this, man. I think so. Let's go to North Carolina, UCLA, Purdue, St. Peter's.
Let's go St. Peter's.
No.
I'm
dead.
Dude, that'd
No
be
way.
Insane.
Bro.
Man, I hope it's not Purdue. I hate Purdue.
I was just gonna say I'm just playing, but just by y'all doing that, I'm going St. Peter's.
Okay.
I hope it's St. Peter's, dude. That'd be awesome.
I'm going to go with Purdue. Be logical here.
Give
and
me
hope.
UNC.
Then we're going to go to the South Division. Arizona, Houston, Michigan, Villanova. I'm still hoping that Houston can pull this one out to make me 3 for 4.
Honestly, I think I'm gonna go Arizona.
Also gonna go Arizona.
All right. And then finally in the Midwest Division, we have Kansas, Providence, Iowa State, Miami. I'm going to take Miami.
I think the Jayhawks will run through the rest of that division.
I don't know, man. That Miami defense,
Man,
though.
I don't know. Miami's good. They beat Auburn.
Exactly.
10 seed, fellas.
Okay, and St. Peter's is a 15 seed.
I think St. Peter's is going to get beat by Purdue. I just don't want to admit it.
You just did. I
dude,
think
what you
St.
talking
Peter's
about?
is going to be beat by Purdue. I just don't want to admit it. You just admitted it.
Yeah,
You're done.
They're not actually.
You're done.
I just
They're
like
gonna
the
beat me by
underdog
50.
story, so I'm gonna go with St. Peter's, man.
All right, man.
St. Peter's
Once
for
again,
the
if St.
natty.
Peter- if St. Peter's wins, y'all will be celebrating like I'm on the team.
Okay.
I'm gonna give y'all a little Max Kellerman. St. Peter's for the natty.
No. Absolutely not.
St. Peter's.
Well, guys, we got about 25 minutes left in this show. So let's now transition into what we have all been talking about. The crazy moves from the NFL free
Freddie
agency.
Freeman. Oh, okay. NFL.
What did you just say?
said Freddie-
MLB? We do
Freddie
not.
Freeman to the Dodgers.
It's MLB. No, it's NFL time, baby. We're going to break it down. According to this list from CBS Sports, which was just published a little bit about an hour ago now, it was published where they've ranked the key moves for every team. So we're going to go break it down into 4. So we're going to do 32 31, 30, and 29. Talk about those 4 teams, and then we'll break it down, go into the next 4 until we get down to the top 4. So currently for CBS Sports, the key additions for these 4 teams: the Houston Texans, Chicago Bears,
Those are last.
the Atlanta Falcons, and the Green Bay Packers are the bottom 4 of this list.
Packers, Texans, who now?
Packers, Texans, Bears, Falcons. So I think we should just start it off like it is. The Houston Texans, everyone knows what happened this past weekend. They traded Deshaun Watson, who thought was going to be a Saint. We thought was going to be a Falcon, but he swerves us all. Complete 180, goes to the Cleveland Browns. So the Houston Texans did end up with a huge trade haul, but I guess that doesn't matter at all in this
signed
case.
like 15 dudes, and I don't know one of their names.
Yeah, a lot of their key re-signings right here is Malik Collins, Chris Conley, and then a couple of other people, Desmond King, for example. But their key additions...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 10 guys.
Yeah. Cedric Ogbe, I think that's how you say it. AJ Can, Jalen Reeves, Mabin. That's the only signings they got right there.
Signed Kyle Allen from the Commanders.
So definitely not a top-tier team. I mean, is there anything you guys want to say about the Texans?
I mean,
they'll be lucky to win 5
at least
games.
they got a little giraffe capital for Deshaun Watson. You know,
That's all I can see.
They
That's
didn't
the biggest
let him,
win.
He wasn't able to walk in free agency, and they didn't get nothing.
Mills
so
is an all
you
Pro
can look
Bowl
at
next
that.
year.
True. All right, going on now. The Chicago Bears. Their key additions right here. Whoa, my accent just came out. The key additions right here. My phone dropped. Byron Pringle, wide receiver. How do you even say that name? Egwinmia St. Brown.
No, Equanimus St. Brown, baby.
Equinmia St. Brown. No, I do not.
He's a pretty good receiver. Yeah,
He's decent.
that's a good sign.
He came from the Packers.
Yeah.
He's decent.
He's a pretty
I
good
guess
receiver.
that's
probably
he got
their-
a brother that played for the Lions too.
That's what I was. That's what I thought it was at first. But I was like,
Yeah.
what's first name
what's
doesn't
his
seem
name?
familiar.
That's what I thought it was too. At first, then I seen the Packers. And I remember he had a brother.
I think it's like, I don't want to butcher it. I'm just going to Google it. I think I know his name, but I'm not going
The
to.
Bears are really just trying to help out their young quarterback, Justin Fields. They're not going to be contending for a few
Yeah,
years.
it's Amon
Yeah,
Ra
they just
St.
need
Brown.
they just need to build around him.
So they're
Kind
going
of
to
like
try
what
and
the
wait.
Jaguars are doing, who are later down in the
With
who's a
Lawrence,
little, who a little higher on this list.
Yeah, just a little bit. And then obviously they also got defensive end Al-Quadin Mohammed from the Colts
Aquadine, yeah.
and Justin Jones from the Chargers. So hopefully we'll see what Justin Fields can do
Hey,
in
they
year
signed-
2.
They signed long snapper Patrick Scales. Just saying.
I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah,
Long
he'll be-
snappers are people too.
Look out for that man. Big hits in the punt return game.
This team right here, I mean, we can just talk about it real quick. The Atlanta Falcons at number 30. They just today signed their probably QB1 for this year. Former Heisman did he win? He didn't win a Heisman, did he? I've got my people mixed up.
I don't think so.
Marcus Mariota obviously is the quarterback for the Falcons this year. Running back Damian Williams, who's had previous stints with the Chiefs, now previously with the Bears. He's a Falcon. Casey Hayward, and they did re-sign Cordell Patterson. So, I mean, it's a long ways away. This team's not contending for probably the next 2 or 3 years. They're going to be
2 or 3.
heavy
Hey,
draft.
You were right.
They're not contending.
He's
for
a
the next 9 or
Heisman
10
winner.
years.
Marcus
He is a
Mariota was the Heisman
Yeah.
winner?
When did he win the Heisman?
I knew my stuff. 2014 or 15 had to be.
Are you?
Yeah, he won it.
What a loser.
Wow. Well, I should have known.
Wow. Said a loser.
The big news coming out of this one, of course, Matt Ryan just got dealt today
Oh my goodness.
to the Indianapolis Colts.
The
We got a couple of Colts fans in here.
the Falcons. Why would you sign young Hoku to
Don't,
a 5-year, $20
Because he's
million deal?
the
real
best
quick?
kicker.
Don't put me
One
as
of
a
the best.
Colts fan because I'm not really that.
You're not
no
there
more.
yet. You're not committed to him this year.
No. I haven't
Breaking
been committed
news:
to him.
Ralph is a free agent.
Ralph is a fan free agent.
I'm looking for a new home to be a fan. Anybody.
Who that
Any
nation?
NFL team.
Maybe.
I'm slowly converting to a
Hey,
Bears.
I
went to
like
Bears
Jameis
last
Winston.
year.
I like Jameis Winston.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I mean, is there anything that these Falcons can do this year that can at least?
Hey,
Defense.
get Kyle Pitts the ball.
That's all they got to do.
Pitts the
Feed
ball.
Kyle Pitts. Feed that man. And then right
Did
here.
you see that tweet that was like, it was like Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, and Kyle Pitts said, who can stop this? Who can stop this offense? Somebody said a blown knee in sports betting. I was like,
That hurts.
that's tough.
And then transitioning now to the last of the bottom 4, the Green Bay Packers, who did re-sign wide receiver Alan Lazard, Devondre Campbell, Rasul Douglas. Nothing else. Haven't brought a single one in, and they lost a big piece.
They
Mr.
re-signed Big
Devontae
Bob Tunyon, their
Adams.
baby ISU.
You're right.
Big Bob
Robert
Tunyon.
Tunyon.
He had a decent season last year before he got hurt.
I don't know where my sources are wrong from this. It doesn't even pop up. I think it's because it says key re-signing. I guess Tony's not a key re-signing, according to CPS
Well, he was hurt.
Sports.
He was hurt and everything. And they only signed 4 guys.
Bringing back Aaron Rodgers was a big move, but losing Devontae Adams was even a bigger move.
Devontae Adams,
It'll be
of
worse
course.
than last year for sure.
Yeah, who's going to step up? Alan Lazard? You never know, man.
Randall Cobb.
The NFL.
Stop. This isn't 2014.
It's a
Yeah,
joke.
this ain't-
It's a joke. Calm down.
Bring Jordy Nelson out of retirement. Let's get this thing going.
Jordy Nelson.
Donald Driver.
Oh, my
Lord.
childhood. Oh, my God. Yes, of course, Devontae Adams, the newly acquired Las Vegas Raider.
AFC West is stupid.
AFC West is stupid stacked.
Golly,
He is teaming
man.
up with his former college teammate from Fresno State, Mr.
You could make a
Derek
Pro Bowl
Carr.
roster out of just their guys in the West, and it'd be stacked.
Got you. Agree.
When Derek Carr is undoubtedly the worst quarterback in your division, and it's not even close, that's a problem. Derek Carr's not good, but he is the worst in that division by far.
Yeah, but what was his? Let me look up his stats last year, man.
Well, no matter what they were, he ain't Russell Wilson or Patrick Mahomes
No.
or Justin Herbert.
Definitely not.
Stupid stacked.
So who are you looking up right now? Mm-hmm. Who are you looking up?
Derek Carr. I just
Derek
want to
Carr.
see.
He looks like Sid
year.
from Toy Story.
He had almost 5,000 yards last year. 23 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. I feel
That's a lot of picks.
but hey,
Respect, guys. Respect. Derek Carr. I mean,
yeah, you gotta put some respect on this name,
True.
man.
all right, let's transition now into the next 4, which is 28 through 25. According to CBS Sports, they got San Francisco 49ers, the New York Giants, the Minnesota Vikings, and my New Orleans Saints. Let's talk about it real quick.
Surprised we haven't
Jimmy
the Colts yet.
Garoppolo, don't know where or if he'll still be on this team. Will he be the starter? Will he be gone? Because
I
at
don't
this
think-
point in time, we want to see Trey Lance. I'm
Yeah,
guessing
I
the
don't-
Niners
they-
organization does.
I don't think Trey Lance is ready.
I'm gonna start a petition for give Trey Lance a chance, guys.
I love it. It rhymes. I want to sign it right now if it's in front of me. Pen and paper.
I do not think he's ready.
You don't think so?
You don't think he's ready?
Why is that?
Why not?
I just don't
You think
think.
Jimmy
I think
Garoppolo's ready?
No, but I think if Trey Lance would have been ready, they would have put him in last year instead of Jimmy G. Because Jimmy G wasn't exactly balling out.
Definitely not. Well,
And
Lance
why-
was hurt a little bit.
Why would
Like
they not
I-
have made Why would they not have made some sort of moves for Jimmy G if they thought he was ready?
Like I said before the podcast, he's undefeated when he does not throw a touchdown pass.
It's insane. His running game when they went to that Super Bowl. Oh,
It was insane.
The best running game.
Disgusting.
absolutely. I mean, their key additions, no re-signings. Wide receiver Ray McLeod, Austin Ridgeway, Charvarius Ward, and George Odom.
Pride of IU, Nate Sudfeld, baby. QB1 next year for the Niners, Nate Sudfeld.
Oh, yeah. Now going to 27. I mean, this team hasn't really done anything either. The New York Giants, who their key additions are quarterback Tyrod Taylor.
I said they signed
Matt
Tyrod
Breida.
Taylor, dog.
Yeah, but we all know Danny Dimes still going to be the starter. And he has to flip a switch because this might be his last chance.
Yeah, I'm giving him one more year.
He just needs to quit fumbling.
Put it this way: with all the
They signed Mark Lewinsky. Come on.
Yeah.
What y'all think they gonna do about Saquon Barkley? What y'all think about that? I've been hearing they might move him.
that's a tough one.
I love
because we
Barkley.
could talk about this the same situation with Zeke, but
Zeke's trash. Barkley's
Yeah.
just hurt all the time.
Barkley is.
Think
That
Zeke's
was my phone.
trash.
Zeke
That was
is
crazy.
trash.
Why are we all dropping phones?
I don't know.
Except for Ralph.
Where's
Zeke's,
my phone?
Kobe and Zeke's trash, right?
I wouldn't say he's trash.
He's not even a top 10 running back.
He was hurt a little bit this year, but for what he's getting paid, definitely shouldn't be on the team.
He is a mid running back.
He's not
Who's a
the
mid running
best
back?
anymore. Zeke.
Zeke is mid.
Tony Pollard put up a better production in his second year with Dallas.
I mean, he ran for 1,000 yards.
Mid. He is mid.
It's not that hard to do anymore. It's
4.2
really not that
yards.
impressive.
Yeah, in
4.2?
17 games.
4.2 yards a carry.
Mid.
No.
How many times he fumbled?
I mean, what did Derrick Henry
Wow,
do in
he only
14,
had 2
13 games? Did the
touchdowns.
same.
There you go.
What?
There it is.
This can't be right, man. He had 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2, and that can't be right. Are you kidding me?
Number 26
He
on the
broke
list.
1,000 yards by 2. He had 10 touchdowns.
The Vikings right here. I mean, can't really say much
I was
about
looking at
them.
his receiving.
Don't even
Yeah.
know. the Vikings have re-signed, or they have signed Harrison Phillips and Jordan Hicks, which, I mean, he's a big name, I guess, but Vikings don't look to be doing a lot. They did re-sign Kirk Cousins to a 1-year deal, so we'll see if he'll be on the team next year this time.
Kirk was underrated last year.
And then my team right here, number 25, the New Orleans Saints, we did get Contavious Street, who, fun fact, is the guy who hurt Drew Brees' ribs his final year, so... huge key signing. Marcus May. We did lose Marcus Williams to the Baltimore Ravens, so we just let one Marcus out the door and let another one in.
Resign Jameis.
And then, of course, today's breaking news, Jameis freaking Winston coming on a 2-year, $28 million deal.
$21 million
we eating those
guaranteed.
dubs like Jameis. I think I saw a big report saying that the reason they did this contract, so to speak, is they might be looking for a quarterback in the first round. Kenny Pickett from Pittsburgh is the rumor.
I hope the Colts draft Kenny Pickett, but we don't have a first round pick.
You do not.
Or a third round. So
I'm happy with what the Saints have done.
Even if we did have a first round pick, they still believe in Matt Ryan.
I know. I hate that. I don't mean to be. It's 5:43 right now, so we gotta speed it up just a little bit. Got to be out of here by 6. The next 4: the Detroit Lions, Seattle Seahawks, the Arizona Cardinals, and the New England Patriots. The Lions, they brought in a pretty good receiver for Goff.
Still be the worst.
Yeah, I like DJ Chalk, man.
Like him, yeah.
I feel like
Josh Reynolds was a pretty good player for them.
DJ Chark. DJ Chark is a guy you avoid fantasy football for a reason.
True. This team's done a lot. The Seattle Seahawks, trading away their corner piece of the last decade, Russell Wilson.
A top 5 linebacker.
Yeah, Bobby Wagner. Seahawks are a little
I don't see why they would release Bobby Wagner. And I seen some. They didn't even tell him they were going.
I know. They
didn't even tell him that they were going to do that.
First.
Why not try to trade him or something?
Exactly.
He wasn't going to be a free agent this summer, was he?
I don't know. I don't think anyone. I mean, you obviously got to think they tried, but maybe no one was wanting to give them anything for it. That's hard to say.
They probably wasn't giving him a.
They don't. An NFL team would not just look at Bobby Wagner and be like, all right, let's not even look at trade markets. We're just gonna cut him. In no way. You gotta think they at least play around with the idea.
You would think, but man, I don't know, man.
I don't know. And then obviously,
70 years old or something.
I think one thing the Seahawks should do, definitely not Drew Lock.
No.
I think Baker Mayfield would be the answer here.
Stop.
You don't think so?
Geno Smith.
All right. That just made me want to skip to the next team, the Arizona Cardinals. Re-signed Colt McCoy, career backup. James Conner, obviously, had a resurgence of a year with the Arizona Cardinals.
He just scored a lot of touchdowns.
Zach Ertz, who was traded at the trade deadline this past season, and he did a phenomenal job. He re-signed a 3-year deal.
Do y'all think that could be better this year than last year?
I do. I mean, hopefully they don't choke towards the end of the year.
Chandler Jones, though.
That is true.
That was a big loss.
Yeah, that's definitely a big loss.
Kyler Murray doesn't seem like he likes the team very much right now either.
Well, he has to be patient. Yeah. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Go anywhere.
Did you see all those guys that said they wanted to go to, was it Atlanta or New Orleans if Deshaun Watson was there? It was like Leonard Fournette, A.J. Green, and some other third guy that all said they'd sign with one of those teams if Deshaun Watson went there.
I wish he did.
Yeah. I think it was Atlanta. I don't think it was New Orleans, but it was insane how many guys.
If he went to Atlanta, I would have been so mad. It's a win-win right now. A win-lose situation. Obviously, we don't get him. I'll be honest, I did really want Watson. We were in the lead for him, and then he personally reaches out to Atlanta. That freaked me out. So I'm like, all right, we just lost him. But then he all of a sudden goes to Cleveland. And I'm just like, oh, we got Jameis. We're good. Doesn't matter. And Atlanta loses Matt Ryan, and they're in the rebuild. Gotta love it.
They've been in a rebuild with Matt Ryan.
I know. Right here in the last team for this 4 New Patriots, I mean,
just haven't done anything.
I have not really. The only thing they've got is Mac Wilson, and that was in a trade.
Yep, and Terrence Mitchell.
Yep, they re-signed Brian
Hoyer.
It
was like one free agency ago or two where they spent like $117 grand
they
and
need,
$117 million in like
they
2 days.
It was like last year, I think, when they got
though.
Aguilar and all those players.
Yep.
They need wide receivers. That's what they really need, though.
Well, we've cracked the top 20 here. The next 4 here.
How have we not had the Colts yet?
We're not. 20 through 17, the Dallas Cowboys, the Carolina Panthers, the Washington Commanders, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. So we'll talk about the Cowboys a little bit here. Obviously, that huge trade that sent Amari Cooper to the Cleveland Browns. They brought in wide receiver James Washington from Pittsburgh. Dante Fowler was a pretty big addition. Obviously, he has some tie. Wait, I don't think he. No, I'm just making this up. I was gonna say he was coached by Dan Quinn in Atlanta, but I don't think Dan Quinn was still there when he went to Atlanta. I'm not sure because he was a Ram still. They're re-signing. They re-signed Michael Gallup, Dalton Schultz, Leighton Vander Esch, and Malik Hooker. So the thing that I expect from this team this year, make playoffs, win the division.
Same old Cowboys.
Will they go any further?
That division has been a joke for the last couple of years.
It really has. I'm surprised the Philadelphia Eagles made it last year.
How in the world did they make it last year?
Because I don't know, because the Saints couldn't win enough games.
I guess. Dude.
That 5-game losing streak screwed us. Right here, the Carolina Panthers. What?
Do you think Jalen Hurts is QB1 in Philadelphia?
Yeah,
I think so.
100%. They're rolling with him.
Give him an O-line.
He needs
Let him develop with Devontae Smith.
They're starting with Smith.
Man.
Right. Yeah, Smith is good, but that freaking Jalen Reagor is trash. That dude is
bad. Garcia Whiteside. Hey, he leads 2-1.
I know.
The Panthers now, who got their hopes up with that Watson news. Yeah. And the thing is, with that Watson news, they've been trying to pursue this man for a year. Mm-hmm. And he still didn't want to go to Carolina. That's embarrassing.
I wouldn't either.
They did get running back Dante Form from the Titans, Rashard Higgins from the Browns, and a couple of linemen.
Ioannidis from the Commanders.
Corey Littleton, Xavier Woods. So, not a lot going on. And Johnny Hecker, which I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, why on earth? But he signed with the Panthers.
He got cut by the Rams. For God knows why.
Yeah, why would you? I
don't know.
I guess because he's $7.6 million over 3 seasons and he's a punter, but still. That dude was the heart and soul of that team.
Anything you want to add there?
Who their quarterback?
Good question.
Sam Darnold. Now, but it might be Baker. We don't know who's Baker going to go to.
Oh, they got Cam Newton. I don't know. I will never give up on Cam Newton. Cam Newton,
I'm
if you
sorry,
see this,
but you should.
Yeah,
Cam Newton, if you ever see this, I still believe in you.
I'm just loosening my arm.
He's terrible.
That's all I'm saying. Throw back to that commercial.
I just seen that commercial. He said,
just seen it.
Yeah, I don't know why it popped back up. He said, become your mom's favorite player.
Number 18, the Washington Commanders brought in a new quarterback with these Colts fans that they are well known for. Carson Wentz, he's going to be a Commander number 1 quarterback.
Sorry we did that to you, Carson.
Yeah.
Sorry you had to dress like a hot dog on your interview, too.
That was pretty funny.
That was hilarious.
They bring in Andrew Norwell, offensive guard.
Looking at Carson Wentz stats, he didn't have a bad season, man.
He didn't.
Better than Matt
I would have thought he stuck around.
27 touchdowns, 7.
They didn't give him another year.
On 3,563 yards. It's not a bad season. It's just those last couple games.
He threw some of the worst picks I've ever seen. Dude. Like those shuffles on the goal line. I was like, dude. That one. Did you see the one where the two Titans
that's the one.
The Colts needed 1 win to make it to the playoffs.
And they couldn't.
We couldn't.
They couldn't beat
the Jaguars.
Who is next on this list?
We haven't beaten the Jaguars in Jacksonville since 2014.
That's embarrassing.
That is embarrassing.
It really is.
We've had 5 different quarterbacks that could not do it.
Heck, we played in Jacksonville due to Hurricane Ida and won. Or was it Irma? It's one of the two. We beat Aaron Rodgers 38-3, and we still didn't make the playoffs. Mm-hmm.
And you beat Brady that one year. Absolutely.
What do you mean, which one? We've beat him all times in the regular season.
The Buccaneers game where they beat him it was 38-3 or something.
We embarrassed them.
Yeah, and then they stomped him.
Brady just cannot beat the Saints defense. And now with Dennis Allen as the head coach, who knows what this team is filled for?
Yeah, well,
it's going to be interesting. I'm excited.
Saints won't make it. Sorry.
They won't?
Nope.
All right, I'll bet money. Just kidding. I'm not old enough.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Jacksonville Jaguars here.
I kind of liked a couple of the moves the Jaguars made.
Definitely
Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, 2 young wide receivers for a young quarterback.
Huge money for Kirk though, $84 million.
That was
they're signing anybody with high school experience.
They've had to put out the big bucks. It's pretty much I think they feel like it's make or break right now.
Have you seen the statistic of Trevor Lawrence's opening season compared to Jamarcus Russell's?
Yeah.
No.
All right, guys, we got 8 minutes here, so we got to run down these last.
Lawrence was 2-14. Russell was 5-11. Russell threw 14 touchdowns. Lawrence threw 10. Jamarcus had 9 picks. Lawrence had 17. Lawrence threw for 800 more yards, but Marcus had 0.6 more yards per attempt and a 9 higher QB rating.
Not bad.
That dude is worse than Jamarcus Russell through his first season. That is scary.
But I mean,
and I know Peyton Manning.
I think Lawrence got it. Lawrence has got this, I believe.
Yeah.
I think so. So
the Colts, 16?
Yeah, we finished the first half, and we're just going to run through the rest of this because we don't have a lot of time left.
Why are the Colts so high is the real
16,
question.
the Indianapolis Colts, then the Steelers, Eagles, and Dolphins.
I like that Unique and Ngaku. I don't know how to say it.
Ngakoue. Yeah, huge.
He's a
beast. He had 10 sacks last season. So
he's had 8 in like every season he's been around.
But was it worth trading Rockets in?
Yes, he's terrible.
Okay.
Have you ever seen him play?
I have. I just didn't know.
Garbage.
All right.
The amount of picks that hit him in the chest that he just dropped. Tom Brady literally hit him between the numbers and he dropped it. It was bad.
That's why he plays defense, not offense.
Yeah, the GOAT gifted him one and he said, I'm good.
Pittsburgh Steelers, I think the number one thing here, that quarterback, Mitch
Trubisky.
Are you really that confident with the fact that you have Mitch Trubisky as your quarterback?
No.
Let's give it up for Mitch Trubisky, man.
Amen.
Did you know he's the only quarterback in NFL history to start 50 games and not throw a pick 6?
I did not know that.
Yeah,
wow.
Well, he's still thrown plenty of picks, but he's never let somebody return one, I guess.
Put respect on his name.
For effort on the pick
that
16.
Offense, good at tackling.
Yeah, no joke.
14 through 13.
Did you see he got his QB, his wide receiver 1, Mitch Trubisky did?
No.
Yeah, the Ravens signed a safety, so he's got his QB. He's got his wide
Marcus
receiver
Williams,
1.
yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
There's his wide receiver 1.
All right, let's go through this. You got 6 minutes. Eagles. Anything talk about them? They signed Zach Pascal, former Colts wide receiver. So that's
He
huge.
sucks.
Okay. And the Dolphins, they signed back up Teddy Bridgewater, brought in a new running back for their scheme with Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert.
Bridgewater's trash.
I think they're really going to give Tua a chance. I think they signed Teddy Bridgewater more as like a safety
That's
blanket.
what I'm saying.
Right.
I agree.
So they can be mediocre.
But they're going to give Tua. They're going to give Tua a chance, and they signed Raheem Mostert.
Exactly.
I
like it.
He's good.
The next 12, which, if you haven't forgotten, we haven't mentioned one team from the AFC West, and here are 2 of them: the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Ravens, and the Titans. Juju Smith-Schuster going to the Chiefs. Justin Reed replacing Tyrann Mathieu, who is still currently not employed.
Why are the Ravens up here? Who have they signed besides Marcus Williams? I'm looking at the rest of their guys.
I do not know.
Morgan Moses, a Jets
re-signed their
tackle,
fullback.
and
That's all that matters.
Michael Pierce, a Vikings D tackle. Okay.
Maybe they got more in store.
Who knows? Who knows? And obviously with the Raiders, they got Mr. Devontae Adams.
Let's talk about kind of pretty, I would say, kind of big signing Juju to the Chiefs. What do y'all think about that?
Him and Jackson Mahomes gonna have the best duel on TikTok.
Best TikTok.
Bro. I seen that.
Yeah, it's so. I hope Patrick is okay. I really do. But for real, football wise, I think Juju. Well, if he stays healthy, he can do what he used to.
He's a good number 2 receiver. I'll tell you that.
I don't think he's a 1.
He had a chance to be the 1, and he wasn't the 1. You know what I mean?
Antonio Brown left. Juju entered.
He doesn't look like a 3.
And then obviously the Titans, Robert Woods, Austin Hooper. Some pretty big names. I mean, it gives them some more help with that Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah. They traded a second-round pick for 8 games with Julio, or 10 games, whatever he played.
It's tough.
Sadness.
8 through 5. We're getting down. The Bengals, Jets, Bills, and Rams. The Bengals, I'll say this. They're stacking up. They're building it up.
They're stacking up that O-line.
They're helping their man, Joey.
According to this freaking CBS article, they signed Michael Thomas to the Saints. But
Wasn't, CBS Sports Fixture article. It's the wrong Michael Thomas.
Why would you sign Eli Apple, though? Why would you do that?
I was just about to say that.
That's so
The
bad.
biggest trash talker let's talk about the
33.
biggest trash talker that couldn't back up anything he said.
Eli Apple. This man, single-handedly, he did it to himself. Why are you making fun of the fact that he just attacked Saints fans for no reason?
That pick in the playoffs
Giants
hit him in the
fans.
chest, too. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's bad.
As a Saint fan, I know too well about what the Eli Apple experience was, and it was not pretty. I mean, the Jets, they just signed C.J. Uzma, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Uzama, yeah, my bad.
I don't know why he'd leave the Bengals.
I hope they're trying to help out their man, Zach Wilson. If he really is the answer, We'll have to wait and see.
He looked decent after he came back.
Yeah, he looked like that second half of the season. He looked like a pretty decent.
Yeah,
he's gonna. He's riding on next season, but his look like they got some hope. Let's talk about those Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills. You know, they bring in O.J. Howard,
Miller, shocking the world.
Miller, Shaq Lawson. This team looks like the team to beat in the AFC, comprised from the other West teams, in my opinion.
I still think it's the Chiefs, though, too. AFC's stacked.
The Rams, Allen Robinson. Lose Robert Woods, get Allen Robinson. Pretty good compensation.
Yeah, what if they sign Julio?
Let's hope not.
I would cry.
Let's move on.
They could sign anybody, though, when you've got the most money of any team.
Yeah.
The top 4 teams here.
Hey, Cleveland Browns.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Denver Broncos, and the Los Angeles Chargers.
Looking at looking at all these additions for the Cleveland Browns, man. They're looking pretty good on the offensive end. I
didn't even realize they signed Brissett.
I didn't either.
Pretty funny.
Why did they franchise tag Njoku? Like, he's all right, but Anthony Walker, former Colt.
Hey, man. Cooper. This team's definitely probably done one of the best jobs, which according to this article they have. So, congratulations. We'll just see if Watson plays. That's all it comes down to. Will he succeed with Deshaun Watson?
They still got 21 civil cases or whatever it is, so it'd be interesting.
Buccaneers, I mean, they're just happy they have a quarterback.
Yeah, no joke.
They're happy they have old man Brady out there.
If he wouldn't have unretired, who the heck would have been their quarterback?
Baker Mayfield. I feel like they would have went for Baker Mayfield.
They would have gone for Brady's backup.
Yeah.
That would have been funny.
The Broncos, I mean, Russell Wilson. What can you say?
Randy Gregory.
Yeah.
They stole him
from Dallas.
I heard it was something like because the Cowboys, like, they put some stuff in this contract, and I think the Broncos didn't.
I don't know.
But the Broncos did something different because it was the same deal he had with the Cowboys. They just did something different.
Exactly.
The Chargers signed Chase Daniel, QB controversy in L.A.
Stop it. Number one, yes, the L.A. Chargers.
I mean, Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson.
And Sebastian Joseph Day from the Rams, D-tackle.
This
He's
team
underrated.
is going to be scary. The whole AFC West. Every team is going to be amazing.
Every team in the whole AFC seems to be scary.
We have 1 minute left. Let me round this out, this episode today, with one question for you guys. Quick, just off the head, off the dome, Super Bowl prediction. Who is the 2 teams in the Super Bowl? I'll ask Blake first. Who do you think?
Oh, gosh, I was not ready.
Just think right now. Who do you got?
I think the Rams will be going back. And I think they'll play. I don't even know. Probably. I think Patrick Mahomes will lead the Chiefs on their Super Bowl.
All right, you got the Rams and Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
It would not surprise me if it was
I
Brown
want to
LA,
go
though.
Rams Broncos.
You can go Rams Broncos. Ooh,
Rams are going back though, baby.
I like that answer. I like that answer.
I'm going Rams Broncos though.
And for me, in my humble opinion, I don't want to say the Rams, but I really do think they have a great chance. I'm going to say the Rams and the Buffalo Bills.
We can all agree that the Bengals being there was a fluke, though, right? Like, I love the Bengals, but that was a fluke.
Don't say that. Joe Shiesty will come
They
down
won't be
here.
going back. Not anytime
Hey,
soon.
who knows?
What?
Who knows?
I'm giving them at least two years before
Just
they
went
see
over
that.
all those incredible teams. They're not better
see.
than the Chargers right now.
We can talk about this next time.
Next week.
But thank you guys so much. Hope you guys had a great time on this Sports Extra Uncut edition.
He is so cute.
Who?
You.
Me? Oh, thank you. See, I try. Thank you, Blake, for coming on.
Thanks, man.
I know you're doing a lot here at the station, so it's nice to see you here sticking around.
Yeah.
Ralph, I don't really know too much what you do here. This is my first time really meeting him, I'll be honest. But I'm hopefully see you to return to these meetings and stick with the station.
I'm looking to
build something here.
Yeah, that's
it's gonna
what
be
I'm
a
gonna
lot
do.
of fun,
Me too,
guys.
brother.
Indiana State, WZIS, we're always undefeated. That's all that matters.
And what exactly?
We're not going to get in there.
Yeah.
For Blake Simpson, for Ralph Cancel, I've been your host, Kobe Clark. Until next week, we're going to talk about some more sports, maybe wrestling. We'll see what happens. But everyone, have a great, safe week. Get your homework done. Eat well. I don't know. Do something positive with your life. That's all that matters. Until next time, this has been Sports Extra Uncut. See y'all. Take care.
and we out.
We out.